Third time's the charm. I'm Oliver Davey. This is my Comp 3005 demonstration video. Um, yeah, let's just get through it. So this is my ER model. My database is supposed to represent stocks, stock exchanges, and then ETFs around the world. Both stocks and ETFs, which stand for exchange traded funds, are listed on stock exchanges. Um, so yeah, stock exchange. You can have stock exchange ID, unique identifier, the country where the stock exchange is located, the currency of the assets listed on the stock exchange, and then a name and an exchange code. For instance, the New York Stock Exchange, the exchange code is NYSE. It's in the USA, and then the currency is USD. Um, Stock exchanges list both ETFs and companies. The reason why these are both end-to-end relationships are stock exchanges obviously have many companies that are listed on them and many ETFs. And then a company is not necessarily limited to being listed on one stock exchange. It can be listed on as many stock exchanges as they want to be listed on, quite frankly. And then the same thing with ETFs. ETFs can be listed on multiple stock exchanges, making it an end-to-end relationship. The stock exchanges contain stocks of companies and then ETFs through a listed relationship, which has a ticker. Tickers can change between exchanges, but it just represents what the underlying asset is listed as on that particular stock exchange. Moving to companies, it has a company ID, which is a primary key, the unique identifier, company name, the sector which they operate in, and then the year they were founded. ETFs have an ETF name, an ETF ID, which is the primary key and a unique identifier, and then the inception year when they were created. The last relationship is a contains relationship between ETFs and companies. This is also an end-to-end relationship because ETFs have many underlying assets, many of which are stocks for companies. And then again, a company can be stored in as many ETFs as there are ETFs that want to buy stocks in this company. And then that relationship has an attribute called weight percentage, which just represents the percentage of the ETF, which is, or the weighted percentage of the ETF, which is stock in a particular company. So if you go to the tables, that's the wrong way. Is it the wrong way? There. Table schema. We have a stock exchange table, an ETF table, a company table, and then three relationship tables, stock listings and the ETF listings, which are the relationship between the stock exchange and the company, and then a stock exchange and ETFs, respectively. And then the ETF holdings relationship table is the relationship contains between an ETF and a company. So going over to the demonstration, that's not what I want to see. I've created a Python executable, so you don't have to compile any code at all. You can just double click on the executable and run the command line interface. But also, there's the code in this text file, which is used to generate the executable using Python. So if I double click the executable, it brings you to this command line interface. From here, you can first of all browse different stock exchanges. This lists all the stock exchanges in the interface, and through there you can also select a stock exchange by its ID. So say I want to do the London Stock Exchange. Oh, I don't have that many London companies, but regardless, from here I can even select a company's individual ID. That's going to show Unilever. Its sector, consumer staples. It was founded in 1929, and then these are the exchanges it was listed on. So if we go back, that's how you can look at individual stock exchanges. If you want to just see all the companies on the database, you can also do that. They're sorted alphabetically. Again, you can enter an individual ID, say Bank of Nova Scotia, that's number 3. And I'm going to see the information of the Bank of Nova Scotia, listed only on the TXX, Toronto Stock Exchange. I want to go back again, search for a company. I can search by text input. Say I say micro, we get Microsoft, AMD, and Micron. Again, if I want to see an individual company's details, just type in the ID. Microsoft is listed on the NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. Lastly, you can look at the ETFs. The first two are fake, made by me, and then the rest are like real ETFs. Again, enter an ETF's individual ID to see which stocks are part of it. This is XIU, which is a ETF which tracks most of the TSX, which is the Canadian Stock Exchange. So obviously we're going to see a bunch of Canadian companies here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All of these queries are end-to-end because my entire ER model is end-to-end relationships. So any one of them qualifies for that that part of the assignment. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Bye.